Hello? Oh, it works. I didn't have to touch anything, and it worked. Welcome back to the Build Show. I am your host over here at the Empower Gaming Studio, and tonight, yes, tonight, waiting for the music to build up. Tonight, we are building a PC. Oh, good shit. Tonight, it's a 5060 Ti. Yeah. Hey, what's up? Over there on Twitch, welcome back to the Build Show. Steve Anderson, welcome back to the Build Show. Tony, welcome back to the Build Show. Noah, there's Chatter, welcome back to the Build Show. And it's a me. Hey, what's up? Over on Twitch, we got most of the crew is over on YouTube if you wanted to join over there as well. Frozen, Fusion, yo, welcome back to the Build Show. We are here finally to build a PC. I will admit, after the last week, I really didn't want to build another PC for probably another month, but here we are. we can be crazy together. We can build more PCs. All right. One thing has to happen, though. Oh, I just ruined it. That was a big fail in the music department. These audio guys, you know, they just keep messing up. I don't understand why it's so difficult for these audio guys to just get it right. I mean, we're past the intro. We could just play regular music, right? The build we've all been waiting for, the mighty 5060 Ti. Yeah. I mean, this is actually a really solid rig for the price that we did it for. I was actually pretty happy that we did it for the price we got it for. Yeah, all of a sudden, Epidemic Sound is just being a complete turd. Oh, there we go. Oh, nope, we got to refresh. Tony coming in with a sub, trying to feed us some sound on the stream. Appreciate you, Tony, over there on the Twitch side. There we go. Much better. There's the beginning. And also, I'm also getting the USB drives on July 6th, if you remember correctly. I kind of do. July 6th. Hey, what's up, Mike? Howdy. Welcome back to the Build Show. Okay. I'm probably going to botch your name. Is it Taina? Is that pronounced right? Taina? I think that's how you pronounce it. I actually had to look it up. I was like, it looks like a Tina, but it's not Tina. Really messed with my head. So I had to listen to it being said in order for me to say it on stream, and have the confidence to say it on stream. Taina is how I think it's pronounced. So correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize. I've actually never heard of the name before this, so it's really, really cool to see a unique name. It's pronounced Tina. Tina. Okay. That was close. Tina. Thank you for that. Blades. Over on the YouTube. Thank you, Rye. For the like over on Ryan. For the like over on Facebook, and Blade for the sub over on YouTube. And of course, earlier, Tony for the resub over on Twitch. Much appreciated. So, leading into Christmas, we had a pretty crazy adventure. I was going to do one more stream before Christmas, and I didn't get to that, so I do apologize. I just ran out of time. Like, by the time I was ready to do the build stream, it was like almost midnight. So I ended up having to basically go heads down and just get all the builds done, because if I were to build stream, it was gonna... When I stream, it takes more time doing a build than when I'm not streaming and doing the build. So I had to cut the stream and just get the builds done, because those builds that I had to do were all required to be done Christmas Eve, which was the next day. So I kind of just ran out of time. So I apologize for not getting that last build stream in right before Christmas, but the priority was to get the builds done and delivered before Christmas Day, which was Christmas Eve. So ran out of time, so I apologize. Also, Tat Daddy Roy, you're still waiting on the Intel build, which is not going to be tonight. It is going to be tomorrow night, finally, now that we've recovered from the holiday. After going a week of working until like 4 a.m. and then getting up at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. Between 7 and 8 a.m. is when I was kind of rolling out of bed. That 4 hours of sleep was so precious. I was just burnt out. So after the holidays, I kind of just crashed. I had to take a break. So we're finally back today, Monday, the 29th. Back to working, getting things back into order. And thankfully, I was going to try to do this stream on Saturday, but this graphics card didn't show up until today. And we can thank the wonderful weather outside for the delay. And also the holiday for delaying UPS. But the graphics card is here, and we're going to do this build tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to do that Intel build, which is going to feature one of the new Intel Core Ultra series, and also an RTX 5080. So it's a pretty nice build. But that will be tomorrow's build. So tonight, what we're building with for Tiana, I think I'm pronouncing it right again, is the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D, which has got 8 cores, 16 threads, and a maximum boost of 5 gigahertz out of the box. Let's shove me out of the way. There we go. That's better. Agent Smith, welcome back to the Build Show. You called him Daddy. Who's Daddy? Kenneth. Hey, Ben. Have a question. Why do some older GPUs come with more VRAM than newer cards like the 3090 to the 38? So Kenneth, it's the tier level. So for example, the RTX 3060 back in the day was, they had a 12 gig model, but they also had an 8 gig model. Then if you go up to the 5080 series, it was faster VRAM, but it was, I'm sorry, if you go up to the 3070 series, which is still part of the 3000 series family, or 3000 series, the 3070 was 8 gigs of VRAM, but it was faster memory than the 3060. And then if you go up to the 3080, they had 10 gig, and then I think they also had a 12 gig model on the 3080, and then the 3090 had the massive amount. But those were different tier levels. That's why they have the 60 series, the 3060, 3070, 3080, 3090. Those are tier levels where you go, I guess, from 3060 to the 3070 to the 3080 to the 3090, all the way at the top. But if you are looking at different series generations, that's the generation leap. The 4000, 5000, 3000, those are your generation leaps. Those different generation leaps. So the VRAM has nothing to do with that, other than the tier level that it's included with. So that is why you see the 3090 with more VRAM than the 5080, because those are two different tier levels, but they are also two different generations. So you're looking at a generation which is the 4000, 5000, 3000 series, and then you have the tier level, which is the 60, 70, 80, and 90 tier levels. I've confused myself talking through that, so hopefully everybody made sense of that. Y'all called him Daddy. Who's Daddy? I ordered that 9070 XT. It's running late. I get that tomorrow. It's already up $50 from what I paid. Nice. So you saved yourself a few bucks. How's it going, buddy? It's going pretty good, Agent Smith. How about you, man? How's it going over there? We're just going through this build right now so we can get started on it. But again, it's the Ryzen 7 7800X 3D for the CPU that we're going to be building with tonight. We've got the Thermalright contact frame like normal for an AM5 build. That's the Thermalright AM5 contact frame V2 for anybody who's looking for one or trying to replicate the build or something. We're going to be putting that on a Gigabyte B850 Eagle Wi-Fi 7 ICE. So the board is completely white, which is really nice, especially for the color theme that we're doing tonight, which is pink and white. The cooler is the Thermalright Frozen Note 360 white, so it's a 360 millimeter radiator with 3 120 millimeter fans, and the block has the wonderful notable RGB mirror on it, which is kind of the staple of the Frozen Note. Also has the inline pump, which I haven't talked about in a while. Hey, what's up, Sheffy? Welcome back to the build show. Nice hoodie. Oh, thank you. Hey, you like that? Power. Someone's name you said had Daddy in it. Oh yeah, that's Tat Daddy Roy over on Twitch. That's his name. It's Roy. That makes sense now. So I'm like, when did I say Daddy? I forgot. Roy has Tat Daddy on his in his name. He just likes me calling him Daddy. Nothing I can do about that. Okay, so outside of the cooler, we've got the RAM, which is 32 gigs of very expensive DDR5 6000 CL30, which is the Cleve Urban 5 series. And it is RGB, but it's also white, so it's white and RGB, which is going to look really nice and also perform very nicely in the system. Again, this kit was about $400, which really hurts the budget right now. For anybody who's looking for memory, there is no real good solution to that right now. SSD 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe PCIe Gen 4 drive. It's an Acer Predator GM7. This is actually a super fast drive, very similar to the 990 Pro Evo, or yeah, 990 Evo Plus. Sorry, 990 Evo Plus. Very similar to that drive. It's a very snappy drive. The graphics card is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte GDDR7. So usually when you see a 5060 Ti in this channel, it's almost always going to be the 16 gigabyte version. I probably won't ever build with the 8 gigabyte version unless I absolutely have to. We're going to be powering the system with a 650 watt 80 plus gold power supply by Sagittep, and then we've got the pink sleeved cables with the white ends and white combs to add to the theme. The case is the Vitro AL900 ATX mid tower, which is a dual chamber design case, and it is in pink. So it's we've got the pink exterior colors with the pink cables, and everything else in the system is going to be white, including the fans that we selected here, which these are all reversed blade Thermalright TLC12 RW-SV2s. So we've got 3 on the side, 3 on the bottom for these fans. The case includes the rear fan, which I'm hoping I will be able to connect or daisy chain somehow to these other fans as well. We'll be able to figure it out. I've got some adapters and things too if we need it, or extensions. But really cool looking build when it's done. We're gonna have pink and white for days on this build. It's gonna look really nice. So I'm really excited to build this one. And then to follow it up tomorrow, we'll have a really nice White build, which is that Intel build just for you, Tat Daddy. All my computers now run Linux. This one, CachyOS, which is based on Arc. Oh, that's cool. I can't do that. I'm so stuck on Windows. I feel stuck. I don't need it. I'm going to build my computer kind of slowly, but I'm going to open it up to make sure there's not a 360 power supply in it. Yeah, good call. Good call, Tony. You don't want to have a similar situation or experience that I've had. Let me know if you're going to be building that live. I'll come watch. All right. So, you guys think it's time? Is it time to do the build finally? It was funny because Aina and I were going back and forth with this tracking for this graphics card, and she was asking, is it there yet? Is it there? And I'm like, no, it's not, unfortunately. We're still waiting on it. And it finally showed up today, and it was getting pretty late today. I was starting to wonder if it was going to show up or not. So, it did show up. So, we got the card. This is what we were waiting for. A very important component for the build. But we were both stressing over it, like, oh no. And then I was also going to try to do it Saturday, but the card wasn't here yet, so couldn't do it Saturday. Oh, thank you, Chefy Tech, for the sub. Much appreciated. Much appreciated, sir. All right. Let's get the board out. The fancy whiteboard. Oh. I don't think we need the M.2s. I'm going to grab one just in case. Just in case. Oh, yeah. It's a nice white board. It'll go really nice in that pink case. Yeah. Agent Smith, what could cause games like World of Warships and Madden 26 to take forever to load? That would be definitely your storage. Your storage is what would be slowing that down. Could also be memory related, but more than likely it's storage. So if you're on, for example, a hard drive or a very, very old SSD, then that could be part of the problem. That would cause delays for load times. Oh yeah, it's a very nice looking board. I think I've done one on the Eagle, the Ice, before. Don't quite remember, but I feel like we've done one on this. Okay, first thing we're going to do is pop the CPU open, which is our Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. And we're going to get this installed into the sockets. And then we'll replace the frame with the Thermalright contact frame. That motherboard is beautiful. Well, thank you, Tony. This is a very aesthetically pleasing build that we're going to be doing tonight. So I hope, really hope she enjoys the build. And I really hope she enjoys the PC when she gets it. Because I feel like this is going to be a top tier on the aesthetic level when it's done. All said and done, should be really nice looking. Hey, look at that. No bent pins. Thank goodness. We here at Empower Gaming Computers really enjoy the bent pin surprise, by the way. We look forward to it. Every time we see it, we jump up and down with joy when we open up what supposedly would be a brand new motherboard, but has bent pins somehow. She says she's so excited. Nice. Epic Gamer, hey, welcome back to the Build Show. The only thing I don't like about Gigabyte Eagles are the giant logo and no NVMe covers at the bottom. Well, they had to cut cost somewhere because it is about $25 or $35 cheaper than the Elite series. So that is part of the money savings. But I was trying to keep this within a certain budget while also getting a white board, so that is why we got this one. Sometimes, I mean, trust me, if I had it my way, I would totally go with a different board. But, you know, it'd be like $200 out of budget. $200 over budget, so we can't do that. I'm given a budget, I have to stay within budget. And this board is still a really nice board, even without those. But yeah, they use additional M.2 slots. Will allow you to add more storage. So we're going to probably put the main drive that we have here today underneath this heat spreader. And then you have 2 additional M.2 slots where you can add more storage later as needed. So it makes adding more storage super easy. Although it will be underneath the graphics card, so you will have to probably pull the card out. But that's not that big of a task. It's actually pretty easy. And if you have any trouble or questions when you're doing it, because you're local, you can just bring it over here and I can do it for you. Takes like 5 minutes. The T20. The T20 driver. To remove this. We never even popped the clip. Oh, you're welcome. Agent Smith says, or Tony says, well, let's go back up here. Tony says that motherboard is beautiful. Then Agent Smith says, I have 32 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte M.2 SSD. I have a 4 terabyte external drive. Okay, so do you have those games on the external drive? So if they are on the external drive, that's more than likely the problem. If you were talking to me, I had an ad. LOL. Gotcha. So, Agent Smith, regarding your games that take a while to load, if they are on that 4 terabyte external drive, then that is most likely the problem. The main drive. Oh. Well, geez, whiz. Intel is the only way. Nice bubblegum cables. Those are going to pop really good in the all-white build. Well, it's a pink case with white parts and pink cables, so it's gonna look. It's either way, they're gonna pop really nice. I have a Samsung external drive, and I've had nothing but problems with it past the return date. Darn. Well, it's not that the external drive is bad for him. If you load games on an external drive, usually run or perform or load very slowly. I would say you have maybe something going on with that SSD, your main drive, Agent Smith. I would run Crystal Disk and see what it's performing at. See what the read writes are running at. Because sounds like something might be off with that drive. Or you just have that many things running in the background where the CPU or RAM or something during the process just can't handle it. Got too much going on. But I mean, that's pretty basic stuff. You should be able to troubleshoot Task Manager. That's another thing you can do while you're loading the game. Bring the Task Manager up and go to the Performance tab and see if the storage is pegged at 100%, or if the RAM's pegged at 100%, or if the CPU is at 100%, that'll kind of give you an indicator of where your problem is at. It'll help. But most likely, in that scenario, it is storage related, but I'd have to take a look at it to learn more about the problem and troubleshoot and get a solution together for you. Right, we got our CPU installed, our contact frame installed, so next we are going to install our 32 gigs of DDR5 RGB white memory at 6000 MTS. CL30, really nice. The best PTF motherboards start around $220, $300. The $340, $400 are the best in my opinion. Currently have Aorus Pro Ice 870E after 1 hour of Prime 95 and AIDA 64. VRM's only got the 41C. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's usually what you go after when you have the budget and you're running a higher end CPU. You want the nicer VRMs. Those will get a little hotter. I think for this setup, this is just fine. And we're not going to be doing anything super crazy CPU intensive. Mostly gaming, it sounds like. So, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I've talked to about 50 people since we've... about 50 different computers since you and I talked about this computer. Actually, probably more than that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's mostly for games. Alright, we got 16 gigs in each slot, totaling out to 32. And that is RGB memory, by the way. You didn't catch that? And then Gigabyte makes a really nice latching mechanism here for this heat spreader. And then we've got this really nice latching mechanism here for our SSD, which means... So I'm going to throw that back over there. And... open up the Acer Predator GM7. One of the main reasons why I went with this over the Samsung drive is that it was much cheaper when I placed the order, which was before Christmas. Or I would have gone something like the 990 Evo Plus. Excuse me. But it's very simple to install the drive. You just line it up with the teeth on a slight angle, drop it into place, and then this mechanism we rotate, then it latches over it. And then we're going to peel the peel on the heat spreader. Reinstall that at the top. And it just latches in. Simple. Okay, so now the board is actually ready to go. We've got the CPU installed with our contact frame, and then we've got our memory installed, and then we've got the SSD installed, and then these brackets that come with the motherboard are actually going to be the brackets we will use for the cooler, because it's a Thermalright Frozen Note, which uses these brackets to mount. So we are done with the motherboard. We can get the case out. So I'll zoom us out. Maybe. There we go. And we'll break the case open and get that out. Nice. Tony says, I'm guessing it was more than a graphics card, the RAM, I mean. Actually, graphics card was a little bit more expensive, but very close in price. Price to performance ratio, PTF, yes. I know it. I know. My Gigabyte B550 Gaming X V2 is a very nice board, and $89. It has a 5800 XT in it. Nice. Yeah, the B550 is the Gaming X series from Gigabyte has always been really decent. So even with the 650 and the 850, actually I don't think they did an 850 Gaming X, did they? They did with the 650, the Gaming X they had two versions, version 1 and version 2. But both were really nice. Really nice boards. Really nice entry-level boards is what I'll call them. Okay, this case did not want to come out of the box. The case was very comfortable inside the box and did not want to come out. It was like, no, I'm very cozy in here. Don't get me out. And I was like, come on. Time to shine. Let's go. All right, so this is the Vitro AL 900. Which is a dual chamber design case. A little bit smaller than your Leon Lee dual chamber case, but still very roomy inside here. An ATX, it's rated as an ATX mid tower. Will definitely house the 360 millimeter AIO, the 3 fans on the side, 3 fans on the bottom, etc. What else? And it's pink. and pink at about, I think it was $89 is what this case came in at. Available on Amazon. I don't know if it's available anywhere else or what it would be priced at. I just ordered from Amazon because that's what I was actually linked by Tina. Or Tina. Hopefully I'm still saying it right. No, it's still not a bad deal. So, great ATX dual chamber mid-tower case. With the color scheme, pink, for the price, it's actually a very good deal. Pink cases are, for some reason, very expensive. Seems like, anyway. Okay. So the glass does have 2 thumb screws on the back to remove. Once you have that removed, you have full access to the main chamber. Pretty sure where they save cost. So this is mounted with screws. So we got 2 screws here, 1 screw at least here and here that hold this glass panel on, and I bet on the other side we'll see more. So we're not likely going to remove the front panel to do the build. We're going to probably leave that on there, which is fine. It just makes doing the build a little bit more difficult. But once it's done, it doesn't matter. So more pain for me. And then it's 2 thumb screws to remove the back panel as well. And then it looks like on the back side, Vitro has included an addressable RGB controller with a, which we're not going to use. We're not going to use this controller with a remote. So the controller does come with a remote, so you can run it from the hard controller, or you have the option to sync it to the PC motherboard. It does have the PC sync option, which we could use, but I've in the past with Vitro, specifically with Vitro controllers, this brand, I've had issues with these controllers, so we're more than likely not going to use this controller at all. We're just going to sync it straight to the motherboard, and we're going to have Gigabyte manage the RGB. We are not going to use the controller. So I'll send it with you. It's yours. But I've just had issues in the past with their controllers. I actually used to do a lot of builds with this brand, Vitro. And I found out their controllers are garbage. We'll avoid that. Alright, so other than that, we have our basics, which is on the front panel. Look at the front panel real quick, which we have our power button, our reset button, USB 3.0, our headset audio, or audio and AUX in general for our headset and microphone, another USB 3 port, and then a Type-C USB, and then the LED button, which this LED button, because we just removed that controller, will not work. So that won't do anything. Just because of how we're going to configure it, we're going to set it up so that it's running through the Gigabyte software. You can control the RGB through the software. Okay. And then we have some really fancy looking mesh panels on the top and the bottom, which I find very nice. A cheaper case, and it still includes a bottom mesh. I really like that. We have a pink mesh on the bottom. I'm going to remove temporarily because we are going to be installing fans. All right. There is a intro case. Your standard dual chamber design. Power supply is up here. One thing this is actually a negative in my opinion, is where the power supply is placed, which is right behind the CPU, the back plate. Typically I would want the power supply to be a little bit lower to separate the heat from where the graphics card, the RAM, the CPU is all going to be on the motherboard here. And to open this up so that it can breathe a little bit, but instead power supply is going to be over the top of the back plate, right where the CPU is. Not a deal breaker, but something I would have done in this case design is put the power supply towards the bottom. That would have been my recommendation. But it also has the cutouts for the stealthy motherboards, for the reversed connections on the boards. If you wanted to go that route, in this case, it does support that. So I think it's the, what is it called, MSI Stealth or something. I'm gonna get the 9050X3D. Oh man, now I have to get that. I was gonna settle with the 9800X3D, but I can't let Tony have a better CPU than me. Still not a bad deal. You already know, but I'm going to buy a 700. Yeah, I saw that in Discord. Yes, your lights will still be pink, but will be software controlled versus the hardware controller. And I will, when you come pick up, I will give you a walkthrough on how to manage that. So I will show you how to do that. It's not difficult at all. It's just opening up the Gigabyte Control Center, the name of an app that will be already installed on the computer for you. And then going to the RGB Fusion section of the software, and then from there you can change the mode of the lights and the colors and do all sorts of different. But yes, we will be able to change the lights pink. One thing I won't be able to do is live on stream do that, because we'll have to rely on the software, which means we won't be able to do that until we get Windows installed and until Gigabyte Control Center is installed, and then we'll be able to go through and do that. I won't be doing that live on stream. You'll see rainbow colors when we first fire it up, and then once I get Windows installed on and going and Gigabyte Control Center installed, we'll be able to adjust it, which I can adjust it for you before you come pick up as well. But I honestly think, just so you know, I think white lights will pop way better than just the pink. But I'll show you the difference. I think white will pop nice because the case is already pink. I just need my screwdriver, and now we're going to mount the motherboard to the case with 9 screws. Got 9 screws here to add, and then we'll have the board mounted, and then we can move on to getting some of these front panel connectors plugged in, and then start tackling some of these case fans, which we have 6 case fans to install. And then after that, we'll probably get the power supply installed and get, or actually we have cable extensions we can use instead. We'll get the cable extensions in, and then on and get our cooler installed, and after that, a graphics card and a power supply. Then we're just here firing this thing up for a show. But this white motherboard inside this pink case is really nice looking. I like it lots. Definitely gonna pop. It'll look like we're chewing bubble gum while we're playing video games. Gonna make all my girls jealous. They made them all stick with the black cases. Nobody has a different colored case. Soon to be me, but all my girls are gonna want this pink white build now. Once they see it. It's gonna be fancy. Alright. So the board is installed, so now we'll go ahead and tackle the front panel connectors. One attention to detail is that these cables are black, so that's another thing that I would have liked to see in a pink case is white cables, especially their fan cables are white. They come with the pink fan that's included with the case. But USB-C black, and that's going to be metal of the system. That's a downside to this case. I think we have kind of a nightmare to Another poor design on the case is that the bottom slot is not big enough to fit a cable underneath it. Get to the bottom, such as the USB 3.0, will not fit without me doing the bottom of the board to flex the board slightly so that I could allow the cable to pass through, which is a poor design from Vitro. Something that's so basic. Not be different. This is what I'm talking about. They're black cables in a pink and white themed build, which even their fans have white mixed with pink. Means it was intended to be quite a pink design build. Would look nice with a black and pink theme, but this is this bottom connection down here. It's only a problem. Harmony. Tree isn't even there. Anyway, as I was saying, it's not really a problem. User. Problem builder. Build. Or just so happen to have the side, and I totally missed that. Regardless, if there was USB 3 on the bottom for a different board, which a lot of boards do have that, it would be a pain to build with. So I'm actually going to keep these screws out until we get all the fans installed, because I have a weird feeling we're going to struggle with getting the fans fan cables through that slot, which is, if you can see, very small down here at the bottom. Very small slot, and I have to kind of lift the board up to get it underneath and over. Underneath and through, fortunately. So, all good. So, not bad. And that Eagle logo is kind of blocked a little bit, but not a big deal. Okay, so now let's attack the bottom fan. So I'm going to leave the case laying flat like this so we can get to the bottom here, and we'll install 3 of these reversed blade Thermalright fans, which are white and addressable RGB. We have 3 of them to install on the bottom, 3 on the side. Nice. Boing. You'll notice in a second, sorry. Hey man, I'm first time chatter. Welcome to the build show. I got a Ryzen 7 7800X. I currently have a Ryzen 5 7600 and my games feel ass. Help. Well, what's the rest of the system? Should I get a Ryzen 7 7800X? I currently have a Ryzen 5 7600. I would have to know the rest of your system. So if you don't mind, type out the rest of your specs. Down to like the SSD, the RAM speed, if you have the SSD model, etc. The more details, the better. And I can help with that. But generally, a 7600 should be more than enough to handle pretty much any game with decent performance. A little hint of black is okay. I know, I'm being picky. Because, you know, Beacheru wanted to do an aesthetically pleasing, but missed a little detail like that. What's with the black cables and a pink, which almost always is going to be white and pink, felt. Something very simple that probably would have cost him $1 to change. Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. Love those cables, man. They're going to pop like a Coca-Cola opened on the first time. So my next favorite thing, which is twist ties in the whole wide world, my next favorite is twist ties. We've got plenty of those to do on this build. Undo. Plenty of twist ties to undo. We should call it a twist tie show. At this point. No longer the build show, it is now the twist tie show. Creative. We're going to take this panel off here. Number one, I should have ran the cables underneath it. Get in there. We'll put it back on when we get back to it towards the end. But it is completely useless for the build we're doing other than just being in the way. This is just an SSD tray for a 2.5-inch drive. Multiple 2.5 drives. So now you can actually see what we're doing. Pull these cables through. I think we want this guy to pop back. Yeah. Oh yeah. Real nice. Oh, I hate bread ties. These are twist ties. No bread here. Oh yeah. Starting to pop. Now, what we're gonna do, get a zip tie down in there. Gotta tidy up these cables down here at the bottom with a zip tie real quick. I'll show you why. Makes a huge difference when you're looking at the front. I have these cables tied up alongside of the fans here in uniform versus where they were. This looks a lot cleaner instead of having cables floating around down here at the bottom. They're just tidied up, nice and neat. A lot cleaner. Okay. Any more tangled? All right, and then we'll probably do a quick zip tie here. Bleepity bleep 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 bleep. Gonna get a big one for this. I'm gonna pain in the butt. Hey, what's up, Roasting? Who's a bot? He wants to do honors. Over on the Twitch side. The more fans, the better, Blaze. Yes. Hey, what's up? Vincent Design, please support your local PC grower. Oh. What's up, man? Welcome back to the build show. This is a awesome build. Thank you, Tony. So clean. Yes. Try to keep it clean. Let's see here. I got about about a year and 4 months left, and I can retire. I'll lose about 1,000 a month. So I got to get this thing done now because I will be on a budget. Gotcha. Retirement. Well, congratulations on the retirement. Soon. Retirement. I can't believe I did that. We'll zip tie those after we get these side fans in. I'm sure we'll still have some more to chain. Okay, because the glass panel's on, this process gets to be a little bit more difficult. We're adding 3 more fans to the side here, of course on the other side. I only had to live away from my family in Vegas for 25 years. At least Washington, Vegas has been good to me, but it's so ugly. Nice. Is it because it's a desert? I've been to Vegas. It's not bad. I think a lot of the architecture there is pretty, but it is very plain once you get outside of the city. Fun for about a week. If you're a tourist, we don't do that stuff, so it just keeps, it's just strip malls and dirt. Yeah, no, I get it. I think it's more of the tourist nostalgia from old blockbuster films, you know. Hey, what's up, Robert? Welcome back to the Build Show. Getting these fans prepped so we can drop them in there. These are reverse blade Thermalright TLC12RWS V2s. It'll be intake on the side and the bottom. And once we get these in, we'll get the cable extensions in, at least the EPS cable extension. That way we can put the cooler in without having to deal with an EPS cable after. That's a pain in the butt. They are reversed blades, if you can't see. We're going to tackle this one at a time. I'm hoping I can... Nope, of course not. Can't do that. That would be too easy. Person. Not gonna get that top screw in there. It's too rubbed up against this USB 3 connection, unfortunately. But there are plenty of screws in there. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's a pet peeve of mine. Next, we're gonna continue the daisy chain train. We have this lovely daisy chain blob cables to deal with now. You're smart enough to do that. I see so many people, they throw in forward blades. Yeah, it's been a thing for a while. I think took a while before it became mainstream with all of the brands. Like every single fan manufacturer out there now makes a reverse blade now of some sort. They had to because they were losing sales to competitors because of it. Once people figured out that was a thing, it was like no turning back. Everybody likes the clean aesthetics their piece build.
try this cleanly as possible as well. That's how that cleaned up. Just a big bulge of cables down there. Not much more you can really do with it. But it just looks a lot cleaner if it's maintained like that. Typically I try to do that if there's space for it, but not always the case. Might need to add a zip tie up here just to maintain this cable. Okay, so now we have a really nice main harness going here. We can add our EPS cable and then get our cooler installed. Nope. I wish I was closer. I'd have you buy everything. I would have loved to have you build this PC. Oh yeah. I mean, I ship, but shipping is outrageously expensive. Especially for a high-end build like that. And Tony, I would definitely do the build for you at no cost. You're a huge supporter of the channel. For those of you who don't know, Tony does a lot of subs and gifts a lot of memberships here. Big time supporter of the channel. Gets its perks. Well, if you're ever in Michigan and you need anything, you know where to find me. Putting these cable combs on these cables here. Another one of my favorite things to do. I always talked about how I'm going to have somebody do these before stream, and then I never do, and then here we are, middle of the stream, doing cable combs. I did pretty good for all the cables being the same color. Good. Oh yeah. That pink is popping. Walked away for a second to make a sandwich, and then you saw this, and then you're like, whoa, bro. I'm a dude. I couldn't do it, but those pink cables look... Yes, they look sweet. They look bubblicious. Hey, what's up, King? Whose PC is this? This is... Taina. Hopefully I said that right again. Taina. Her PC, which is a local customer here over by us, but she wanted a pink and white build, and this is what we came up with. So far it's looking pretty good. Coming together very nicely. Now that we got these cables in, we can go ahead and proceed with installing our AIO cooler. Which, oh here. Which is this guy. This is what cools. Nice and cool, beautiful. Yes, that is right. Okay, I'm saying it right, I think. I'm sorry. I'm always so bad with the English language. Man, that pink cable is flashy. My eyes. I know. It's pink and white. This thing's gonna look super dope when it fires up for the first time. Cannot wait to see.
Hopefully it's everything I envisioned.
And it's hopefully everything he envisioned. Most importantly.
Then we got another series, riveting episode of twist ties. Every single cable has a twist tie, man. Every single cable. Like, Thermalright has a twist tie problem. Be like, oh, that had the cable? Let's put a twist tie on it. Oh, there's another cable? Let's put a twist tie on it. Heck, let's put 2 twist ties on it. I've had that before. Let's put 2 twist ties on it. I removed the first twist tie, and then it just so happens there's a second twist tie, because one isn't enough. I shouldn't complain, because it keeps cables from bouncing around and scratching things, I guess. Don't worry, guys. There was another twist tie on there. Didn't miss out. pay. Better than a zip tie problem. This is true. The second one is free. Regarding the twist ties, yes. I got a mini LED and an OLED. I gotta say, go with the mini LED OLED or I paint it in the... Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not that fancy. I'm pretty basic when it comes to my setup, guys. And I'm the guy that builds all the fancy setups and has knowledge on all the other setups, but my personal setup is very basic. That's good to know. Oh, let's see here. Sorry. Intel is the only way. Sorry about that. I missed your chat over there a while ago. Doesn't white burn out the LEDs faster than any other color, though? Technically, yes. Yes, it technically will. It is very true. That is generally the first LED to start. You'll start seeing discoloration on the white sooner. Maybe turn it on white for the pictures, and then after that, turn on something else. Okay. Generally, I tell people to remove this because all it's doing, because it's exhaust, not filtering any air. It's filtering the air that's already gone through the computer. So it's kind of dumb. But this top mesh, magnetic mesh filter, I usually tell people to remove because all it does is restrict airflow. It doesn't do anything else. So I'll keep it on there for the sake of the stream, as for the aesthetics. But I would recommend just removing it. So we'll be filtering the air that's already gone through the system, so it's not going to do the PC any good. It's not going to do it any bad, but really just restricts the airflow a little bit. Really starting to look like a gaming PC, though. Really coming together. What would be really cool is if I got some pink sleeves that I could add to the hoses. That would make it pop. That off a little too far. Alright, now we need our thermal paste. Next. Looks like we're finally running low. I think I have to order another tube. We are running low. A little bit. Not that this would hurt anything, but this one had a little, when I first squirted paste down on it, it was a little bit liquidy. A little bit too much for my liking. Would prefer it not to be that much of a liquid. Sometimes that gets trapped in here if they've been sitting for a while, which we've been using this tube constantly over the past month or so. It's just we're getting to the bottom of the tube. There was a little bubble there. I had some liquid in it. Not dry though. I could spend the time to clean that up a little bit better, but I'm not that picky because this is just going over the top of it anyway.
Nice. This is the distinct problem with the Frozen Note AM4, AM5 installation, is these like to flip off the block like that when you install them. But don't worry, it won't happen once it's installed. It's only when you're going to install it and it's loose. Still 20 bucks, at least paste hasn't risen in price yet. If it had memory, it would. Pretty much anything with memory is going to go up in price, guys. Your phone, your car, your smart fridge. Anything with memory is going to go up. Called my daughter in here to see the pink belt. She appreciates it, yes. I'm afraid my girls are going to see this and then expect a pink PC out of me. I don't know if I could meet that demand with 3 of them. My heart would be broken. That pink is preferred over the standard black and green in this household. Okay. All we gotta do is get an RGB connector front side of the case and a pump connector, which I may have underestimated this. Okay. Crazy. In that reach. Bleepity bleep bleep bleepin'. Bleep bleepity bleep 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 bleepin'. There we go. Now we're cooking with bacon. Now all we gotta figure out is these three dudes. Do with them. Realized our mistake here. Go around that. So I didn't think this one through very well. I do not have a zip tie ready, so we're just gonna have to use one of these zip ties. I'm Ben. I'm never prepared for anything. But I'm really good at winging it. I have too many zip ties. Hey, what's up? Ben, if I get extra thingies to add to the build, would you put them in for me? I was thinking of getting some pretty fan grills, lol. Sure. Yeah, that's not a problem. I put them in for you. $2K ultra wide Alienware, and it's like getting a GPU upgrade because it looks so awesome, but so does the mini LED, LED, mini LED, which is quite a bit cheaper. Gotcha. Okay. We'll still here anyway. All right. Now that those are done, this is done. We can pretty much, what, put a graphics card in? I'll just like that. play with that.
Which is, nonetheless, the Zotac Gaming Twin Edge OC White RTX 5060 Ti 16GB model graphics card. We have peels to do. Another riveting episode of Peel This Card. Oh, you guys love watching me do peels. I'm so bad at it. I don't even know how that peel just broke, but it did. Oh, I had a little peel tab on the side. Oh, there's peel tabs on this. That would make it easier, right? You do. AMD Ant-Man, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Build Show. I will invent a way to make peels more peelable. Thank you. Somebody must solve that problem. For me, anyway. Really just want this to go to the side here. Really don't want it to go down, even though down would look a little bit more proper. Just there's no way to get it underneath the board and to the back. On this particular case, it is impossible to run that underneath there. So you're kind of forced to go to the side. What I'll do. Piece design demands it to do that, basically. What I'm going to do is kind of get it going like this, and we're going to run it that way.
Try to keep these as nice as possible. Shoot me. You know? Going to do something a little different than normal. Hook up some holes here. As intentionally make it garbled up here, but that'll allow us to do twists without it getting there. So, look, kind of braided, I guess, in a way. But it allowed it, so I'm okay with it. Alright, next, power supply. Which is the SedgeSap 650 watt, but all we'll need for this build. Particular build. Again, if we had more budget, I would have gone with a bigger power supply to support future upgrades, but sometimes when you're on a budget, you gotta do what you got. And we packed it full of performance and aesthetics within the budget that we were allotted. There. Yeah. What's up? How many builds am I doing? Just the one tonight, and then we'll be doing an Intel build finally for Roy. The infamous Ghost Intel build that we needed to do last week that we cut because of the Christmas builds still needs to be done. We are 9 AF on that build. Like I am so screwed. I mean, just found a 1080p one for 180, 1440p one for 360, both 240 hertz. Nice. That is really nice. But my budget won't allow me to have 1440p, so I'll stick with IPS. That is all I have, as well as IPS. More budget friendly. Everybody's like, what, Ben? You don't have a 5090 with 128 gigs of RAM and 8 terabyte SSDs? Nope. Got a 3070 Ti and a 5700X. Got storage, but... Oh yeah, before I forget, I need to put those bottom screws back into the motherboard. Forgot about that. But these need to go back in. I removed them to get cables through for the fans and such, which made it so I had to lift the board a little bit to get those cables through. And I just remembered, hey, you gotta put those back in. Oh, right. Right.
See? I have nothing but order in my builds. That was interesting. It's a very busy situation right there. I think it has something to do with blood sugar. Because I haven't eaten dinner yet. Yeah. Oh. Ah. There we go. That is exactly what we wanted right there. Now, all we gotta do is zip tie these up, button up the panels. We're good to fire this bad boy up. I mean, bad girl up. Please. I don't know. Is it a girl or a boy? I don't know. It's blades filled. I'll let her decide the gender. Pink, so I'd say bad girl. And maybe it's a good girl. I don't know. Okay, one of the benefits of this 2.5-inch tray that we're going to put back on, that it's a really nice cable hider. Hide all these cables underneath this thing. Right? No, it's a cable hider. It's not actually a 2.5-inch SSD tray. It's actually a cable hider. I love how it's looking. Oh yeah. Wait till I flip it back over. Or wait till we fire it up. Looks like a big league chew bubblegum. Yeah. Could be that. Clean with the pink and white color scheme. The back panel actually looking pretty dope. Front looking even better. Let's go back there and zip tie that again. Tie it differently. Anyway. There she is. This is what I mean by the black. Just looks so out of place there. Wish those cables were white. Okay, we are ready to fire this thing up. Let's clean up some of this hardware real quick and then we'll fire this up. Got some extra cables
for bigger graphics cards if you ever need them. I know there's at least one person here super excited to see this thing fired up. Anybody else here that's super excited? Don't worry, we'll get you a side view here in just see if we can zoom this in a little bit. Yeah, we could do that. Got to get it focused. Right there. That's good. Good, 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 good. All right. Dana, it's up to you. You got to let us know when you're ready to mash that power button. It's your call. You tell me when to power this thing up. Beautiful build, yes. It turned out very nice. I think this is in the best and the smartest build I've seen on your channel. I mean, pretty cool looking. I've quoted a few of these out before, and we just never got there. I'm ready, she says. All right, so I'm going to take that as smash that button. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, snap. Them fans are spinning. Is she going to be streaming on this new PC, sweet PC, Oysterhead? Welcome to the build show. Actually, I don't know. I am not sure. I can't remember. We talked about this build a little bit. And that pink fan in the rear needs slightly out of place, but not in a bad way. Post. We got a post. We are now in the BIOS. Post means we powered on. I'm going to clean up that USB 3 cable down there. I don't like that. Not the biggest fan of the white or the pink fan in the back, but it's not that it doesn't fit all the way. It just would look better if it was a white fan. Regardless. It's pretty. Looks great. Oh yes, it looks nice. Ant-Man was asking Blades, what games are you going to be playing on the build? Components are awesome. Yeah, it was a good selection. It was a good selection of components here to make this color scheme achieved. It's nice. I love it, Ben. Hopefully it was worth the wait. Thank you for being patient. UPS unfortunately took a while to get the card here. And it was through the holidays, so it was just a really bad timing to put the order in. Love it is somewhat budget friendly, but it's gonna rock. Yes, it's got some pretty good horsepower at the 7800X 3D, 32 gigs DDR5, 6000 CL30 RAM, 1 terabyte
M.2 to start off with 2 additional M.2 slots, mind you. So additional storage can be had and very easily installed with the RTX 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte graphics card and a 360mm AIO built in a Vitro AL900 dual chamber ATX mid tower and 7 total 120mm fans. This thing's going to stay nice and cool and quiet because there's so many fans. It doesn't have to work as hard to move air. So it's going to stay cool, it's going to stay quiet, and it's, most importantly, it's going to run very efficiently for the electric bill while also delivering excellent performance. It's all around a solid build, in my opinion. The only 2 things that I wish I could have done better for the build with a bigger budget would have been a bigger power supply and more storage. Those would have been the only 2 things I would have done differently on this build. And maybe I would have changed out. I might even change out that back fan. It's bothering me that much. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I have time. But regardless, it's a beautiful build. So excellent esports machine. Exactly. It's a great build to start out with. I think this is our first one, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Blades, you could very easily stream on this PC if you wanted to. So if you're ever in the business of just streaming for fun while you're gaming, and you just so happen to pick up a following, that would be a benefit. Could be very, very, very possible. Make sure if you do that to show off your PC once in a while and tell everybody you went to Ben over at Empower Gaming Computers. When can I pick it up? So we've still got to install Windows, do the BIOS updates and everything, which I'll be doing probably through the evening. If you're able to come over in the morning, I will let you know in the morning when it's ready, but don't come until I say it's ready for pickup. But if I get everything done tonight and get it through its testing phase tonight, then I should have it ready for you in the morning if you wanted to come by and pick it up, and I could give you a walkthrough. Build Mrs. Empower a PC like this? Yeah, I should add this to the website and call it the Mrs. Empower. That'll be the name of the build, this particular build. So all the guys can go in there and be like, here, I got you the Miss Empower. Miss. I'll call it Miss Empower. Something like that, I don't know. Hey, do you think girls would be offended if I called it Miss Empower? Or should I make it sound younger? Because Miss makes it kind of sound older. I don't know, I have to brainstorm on that or ask AI. Yes, of course, and okay, sweet. Just let me know. I will let you know in the morning where we're at with it. But I do have a Christmas get-together that I'm at. Oh, shoot, I forgot about that. So the Intel build will probably be Wednesday evening, which is actually New Year's Eve. Are we doing anything New Year's Eve? That stuff? Huh? Taking it down? Down. Oh. As long as it doesn't go to midnight, we can do the Intel build, so we'll have to start a little earlier to Wednesday. So tomorrow night, no build stream. Forgot about the Christmas party. Whoops. My daughter is over here staring at me, giving me a funny look. The family get-together that we're doing tomorrow. So anyway, I will let you know about that tomorrow morning for the pickup. But that's all we got, guys. That's it for the build tonight. Build stream tonight. We've got Taena's beautiful pink and white build, which will be popping. I mean, the camera doesn't do it justice. Honestly, if you were here in person, it looks way better. The camera just doesn't put it into perspective. So once you see it in person, it'll be even better. And I'll give you a walkthrough on it. But that's all we got for tonight. Let me know if you guys have any questions on any of the builds that I do. If you're new to the channel, if you're just now watching and following us, catching up, you could definitely join our Discord channel, which is !Discord in the chat, which will give you the link. Thank you, some giant idiot. And that will that'll get you into the Discord channel. You can hang out and ask questions there, as well as get any updates. Like when Ben makes a mistake and says, I'll stream tomorrow, and then doesn't actually stream tomorrow, you'll be able to find out why Ben didn't stream tomorrow or the next day. So, like, I already did. I already made that mistake. Because I don't have a calendar engraved in my head, unfortunately. And every day for me is a build day. So, but yeah, join the Discord channel, hang out. We have lots of fun there. Let me know if you guys have any questions ever. We'll see you on the next one, Wednesday evening. Have a good night, guys. If I don't see you on the next one Wednesday evening, have a Happy New Year. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good night, guys.